getting real talk. I'm not going to go into the regular conversations that we normally would have had this evening. We've had some real major technical issues that prohibit us from airing at our normal time, which is at 7 p.m. here on Millennial 24 TV, and we're just so apologetic to everyone who was looking for tonight's conversation. We had some dynamic guests that were scheduled to join us from our New York City Council member, Robert Holden out of Queens, as well as the former New York State Senator, Ruth Hassel Thompson, and former New York City Council member and candidate for New York City Council, Fernando Cabrera. So again, we want to apologize to everyone who was looking forward to tonight's show. Hey, I was looking forward to it as well. The conversation that was going to be spearheaded was going to be energetic, and it was going to be very insightful from these three minds who are going to deliver on government and the political climate that we all are experiencing today. But I did want to just comment. We finally got up and running a little bit, but we're still having some challenges. So I just wanted to apologize again to all our viewers who are expecting a conversation between three elected and a former elected leaders who did so much great work in in the state of New York. So again, I want to thank them for taking the time out to be a part of tonight's conversation. But again, through the technical challenges that were happening, we were unable to broadcast our show from 7 to 8 p.m. tonight. But we are gearing up to bring our guests back in for next Tuesday to have this conversation about what's happening in government today and what is also happening in the political climate as well. But I do want to share a few things that are on the calendar. That's what is happening in our community and beyond. And I want to give a shout out as I would say, former basketball player, but still a basketball lover, and, get out there from time to time and play horse. But I want to congratulate the New York Liberty for winning their first WNBA championship against the Minnesota Lynx. And so I was there. I remember those first years of the Liberty, of the WNBA opening up and starting and going to Madison Square Garden and being there and watching Teresa Witherspoon hit that long three-pointer at half court to take that game into a victory for the New York Liberty. But it's been exciting to watch them play, and I'm glad to see women's basketball reaching heights and levels that our young women and our girl athletes have a goal to set forth to be a professional athlete. So again, kudos to the New York Liberty for being victorious in this year's 2024 WNBA Finals against the Minnesota Lynx. Mayor Adams has announced that on this Thursday that there will be a ticker tape parade all throughout Lower Manhattan through the Canyon of Champions. Everyone knows when you go down those Canyon of Heroes that where all the ticker tapes from the 69 Mets to the 69 Knicks to the 69 Jets to the 86 Mets and also our New York Giants and many Yankees championships have gone through the Canyons of Heroes. So we want to thank the Mayor Eric Adams for hosting and celebrating our champion, New York Liberty. Also, we know that a number of buildings in the city of New York, such as City Hall, will be lit up with that what they call that sea foam green that New York Liberty represents in their colors. So, again, congratulations to the New York Liberty. And if you have time, go enjoy the celebration, the Canyons of Heroes, this Thursday on November 24th. Secondly, we want to add that this Saturday, we all don't know that this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And for those who've experienced it, everyone experiences in the household, from the father to the mother to the perpetrator to the child, whoever's in the home gets to feel an emotional and physical turmoil that domestic violence brings in a household. And it does not discriminate. And we just ask folks who need help, get help. Don't let love hurt you, because love is not supposed to hurt. So on this Saturday coming up, October 26th, Healing Through Unity will host its third empowerment brunch to bring awareness of families who have been caught up in this action of ugly behavior. And so we're asking those of you to come on out and learn a little bit more about understanding domestic violence, and you may be a victim of it and not even knowing it, or you know somebody who's experiencing it and afraid to talk about it, afraid to come forward. Because when someone is being abused, the abuser has a big, heavy hand of control. It's not just the physical beatdown, but it's the mental beatdown and oppression that keeps them holding on. And so, if you know somebody who's going through it, please help them. Talk about it. Let's get it out in the open. More important is protect them from the people who are hurting them each and every day. So this event is happening this Saturday on the 26th, Healing Through Unity. It's going to be held at 5731 Broadway in the Bronx. That's 5731 Broadway in the Bronx, 10461. So if you are in the area or if you're not in the area, go on and give your support to families and learn more about this action that has destroyed so many lives. Next, on a more happier note, want to let you know that the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program, a youth program that's done so much, is kicking off its 20th year of service to Bronx youth in the city of New York. They've done a lot of great work, and I'm proud to be its co-founder, along with my loving wife, Neva Shillingford King, who leads the torch, the mama of it all. But this day is a brand new day for the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program. When it started 20 years ago, we did not imagine when we had 60 kids who were helping Fernando Ferrer become mayor. And then as things would be, Mayor Bloomberg became mayor, and the kids were like, what do we do now, Mr. King, Mrs. King? And out of that was born the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program to keep our youngsters civically engaged, community active, more importantly, self-development amongst themselves. So on November 16th, to kick off the 20th year, the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program will be, well, actually, King Talk Tuesdays will be hosting its Boys to Men in honor of its 20th year, the Boys to Men for Sit Down on the 16th. And then on the 23rd, there will be a Girls to Women Sit Down Conference. The goal of both of these conferences is to allow young boys to sit down from the ages 7, boys and girls, to sit down from the ages 7 to 18 with a dynamic, spiritual, empowered, and strength of a men and women panel, and successful men and women and parents. They're coming together to sit down to educate our young people, our boys, and of course the men will sit down with the boys and talk about their journey, the journey to manhood. And that journey to manhood is something that it's simple, but it's also complicated. The world today throws so much at our children, and the narratives get flipped and changed. Whether you were born in the 1920s, the reality was different than someone born in the 1950s, and the realities of the 50s are definitely different in the 1990s. And in 2024, it's gumbo soup. So we need to separate those letters inside of there and let our young brothers know what it is, that real journey to manhood is, so they understand the process of being a man in today's society, and of being a man for your household, being a man for your family, being a man for your community, and just being a man altogether. So we want to make sure that that journey is understood, the path is understood, and it's clear, so our young brothers, our young kings know what it is to grow up being a king. And like we said, that's on the 16th. And then we have on the 23rd, our Girls to Women, to help our young queens, our little sisters, grow up to be that great woman and understand their journey of womanhood. Again, our sisters have to manage a lot, and they develop and go through a lot. So we want to make sure our queens who understand that are in the room with the young queens to help them understand that real journey of womanhood. Oh, in this day and era between TikTok, trick-tock, knick-knock, and everything else that can have them flop, we want to make sure that our young kings and queens understand their path, understand their journey, so they do not get caught up by messaging and trickery of people's agenda that can destroy themselves, destroy families, and destroy communities. Not every thought belongs to everybody. Not every action belongs to everyone. And we want to make sure that our young brothers and our young sisters understand their path. And when you understand your path, you're able to walk it, protect it, and see it all at the same time. So that's what the Bronx Youth Empowerment Program is looking to kick off in their 20th year, whether it's talking about their health, their spirituality, their mentality, family, and just how to be economically strong and savvy through in this world. These are the things that we'll be chatting about in both of their journeys of how to make sure to keep themselves stable and their households to remain stable as they grow older, become the kings and queens that we know that they are. These two events will be held Saturday, like we said, Saturday on the 16th and the 23rd of November at the Richard R. Green Middle School campus. That's the Richard R. Green Middle School campus. The address is 3710 Barnes Avenue. Again, that address again is 3710 Barnes Avenue, Bronx, New York 10467. You must RSVP to Bronx. Bronx spelled out BRONXYEP. That's Bronx Yep at gmail.com. Again, please RSVP your child ages 7 to 18 at Bronx Yep at gmail.com. We want to make sure that we have enough space and, of course, enough food as we serve everyone as the day comes to a head. So please be a part of that. The doors open at 10 a.m. The whole events, both events are from 11 to 2, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on both days. And we're asking you to please RSVP and doors open up again, the doors open up at 10 a.m. And last but not least, we want to let you know that this Saturday also coming up on the 27th of November, that New Life Church, the New Life Church located at 2757 Morris Avenue is hosting a free petting zoo event. That's right. A free petting zoo event opens up at 9 a.m. and also at 10:45 for English speaking families, and then at 12:30 for Spanish speaking families. Come on out, bring your child, bring your children to be a part of this day. They'll get to meet animals like llamas and bunnies and so much more that they can engage, that they may not have an opportunity to see or meet on a regular basis. But come on out and create memories with your family. Again, this event is free. So come on out this Saturday on the 27th at New Life Church. Again, that address is 2757 Morris Avenue in the borough of the Bronx. Again, I want to apologize for tonight's show, but I hope you got some good information. We'll be back next week on King Talk Tuesdays, the show with real views, real news, and real talk. And we will continue this conversation with our guests that will be talking about government and politics. So with that being said, if no one told you today, God loves you and so do I. Your friend, your brother, and your neighbor, Andy King. Peace. Thank you.